"I lied," one killer confessed, unraveling a deadly web of deceit. Courtrooms are meant to be sanctuaries of justice, calm, ordered, where judges rule and juries weigh truth. But when killers face their crimes, their confessions and outbursts shatter the silence. Today, we dive into 4 chilling cases: Alex Murdaugh, Erica Mae Butts, and Shanita Latrice Cunningham, Leon Montgomery, and Christopher McNabb, where lies, rage, and collapse turned courtrooms into arenas of raw pain. These stories aren't just about murder, they're about the explosive clash of evil, grief, and justice.
The Murdaugh investigation, including new details about the shooting that Alec Murdaugh claimed happened on the side of a Hampton County road.
But once I lied, I continued to lie, yes, sir.
Why?
You know, oh, what a tangled web we weave. But once I told the lie, I told my family, I had to keep lying.
Alex Murdaugh, A Lawyer's Deadly Deceptions. June 7, 2021, Islandton, South Carolina. Alex Murdaugh, a 52-year-old prominent lawyer, called 911, claiming he found his wife, Maggie, and son, Paul, shot dead near their family's hunting estate kennels. A video recorded by Paul minutes before his death placed Murdaugh at the scene, contradicting his claim of being asleep. At trial in Colleton County, Murdaugh faced double murder charges. The defense argued no direct evidence, but prosecutors revealed Murdaugh's motive: financial pressures from a decade of fraud. An accountant testified confronting him about stolen funds the day of the murders. Murdaugh admitted on the stand,
The clerk should testify, and we certainly understand that.
"I didn't shoot my wife or son, ever." The jury found him guilty. Judge Clifton Newman sentenced him to 2 consecutive life terms under South Carolina's murder statute, SC Code Section 16-3-20, plus 40 years for fraud. Murdaugh's fall stunned the courtroom, exposing a man who killed to hide his secrets. 2011, South Carolina. Erica Mae Butts and Shanita Latrice Cunningham, both in their 20s, were convicted of child abuse murder for the brutal death of 3-year-old Serenity Richardson, whom Butts was babysitting as her godmother. They tortured Serenity, whipping her with a belt, using bleach to revive her unconscious body, and placing her in an ice bath. She suffered over 250 injuries. At trial in Horry County, prosecutors detailed the horrific abuse, noting Serenity's excruciating suffering. Judge D. Craig Richardson, shaken by photos of Serenity's body, called the case profoundly disturbing. Both women were convicted of homicide by child abuse. At sentencing, they collapsed, hyperventilating, as family members' screams echoed, requiring deputies to wheel them out. The judge sentenced both to life without parole under South Carolina's homicide by child abuse statute, SC Code Section 16-3-85. March 2016, Louisville, Kentucky. Leon Montgomery, 24, was babysitting his girlfriend's 5-month-old son Noah when the infant became unresponsive. Noah was rushed to the hospital with 13 broken ribs and a fractured skull, injuries that proved fatal. Montgomery was charged with murder, domestic violence, and criminal abuse. At trial in Jefferson County, Montgomery admitted to police he was rough with Noah, picking him up by the arm, but denied killing him. "I lay him down. I mean that with all my heart." Detectives countered that Noah's injuries suggested being slammed into a wall or floor, akin to a 60-mile-per-hour car crash.
The Commonwealth can eat my
Okay, you're in contempt again. You've already been held in contempt. Now you're in contempt again.
Can eat my
Montgomery exploded at sentencing when Judge Angela McCormick Biesig denied a new trial. "I manned the Commonwealth. You're doing her wrong." His outburst led to a contempt charge, adding 6 months to his 30-year sentence under Kentucky's manslaughter statute, KRS Section 507.040, and criminal abuse laws, KRS Section 508.100.
Montgomery beat the baby, causing 13 broken ribs and a fractured skull. More than 2 years later, Montgomery appeared in court awaiting sentencing on manslaughter and criminal abuse charges.
KRS Section 507.040 and Section 508.100 imposed decades for manslaughter and abuse. Montgomery killed 5-month-old Noah with brutal force, causing fatal injuries. 30 years for manslaughter and abuse, plus 6 months for contempt. October 2017, Georgia. Christopher McNabb, father of 15-day-old Kalia McNabb, became the prime suspect when she vanished from her crib. Her mother, Courtney Bell, reported her missing. She's not in her sleeper. I've looked everywhere.
Trial of the parents accused of killing their 2-week-old baby. According to the medical examiner, that baby died from a blow.
A massive search found Kalia's body the next day in a nearby woods, stuffed in a drawstring bag, beaten to death with a fractured skull and broken ribs. McNabb fled upon hearing of the discovery.
Since I'm pretty sure by the law states that I have a right to confront my witnesses who accuse me of doing wrong.
Bell testified, suspecting McNabb. I asked him, "Did you do this?" Despite his denials, "I didn't have anything to do with it." Evidence, including drug use the night before, pointed to him. McNabb was convicted of malice murder and concealing a death. Judge John Ott asked McNabb what sentence the killer deserved. They deserved to be under the jail. The judge agreed, sentencing him to life without parole plus 10 years for concealing a death under Georgia's OCGA Section 16-5-1 and Section 16-10-31. Bell's conviction was overturned. Kalia's death left the courtroom stunned at McNabb's betrayal. 4 killers, 4 courtrooms, 4 life sentences. Yet no punishment erases the pain. Alex Murdaugh's lies, Erica Mae Butts and Shanita Latrice Cunningham's collapse, Leon Montgomery's rage and Christopher McNabb's fake innocence reveal the depths of human evil. Courtrooms become battlegrounds where grief and justice collide. Laws define murder, but not the loss of lives. Courtrooms expose killers' deceit and victims' anguish, testing justice's limits. Kentucky's KRS Section 507.040 and Georgia's OCGA Section 16-5-1 ensure severe penalties. Murders of family and children shattered lives with brutal intent. Life sentences and decades in prison, yet grief remains unhealed.